Do you remember Samurai Jack?
You have blinded us, but now I can see. You need me!
That was a clip from one of my favorite episodes of the entire show. Thinking back on the golden age of Cartoon Network, I never realized how many gems and pieces of wisdom a lot of these shows held until I've started rewatching them years later. If you are struggling with feeling lost in life, like nothing you do seems to work out, I urge you to watch the rest of this video because it just might help you. Welcome to The Library, a digital syllabus for champions. My name is Donnie, and today we will be dissecting Samurai Jack, the warrior who lost everything. Before diving into the psychology of Jack, let's briefly explore his origin. Jack was born as a prince, but not only was he royalty, he was also the son of a hero. Many years ago, a dark wizard named Aku attacked Jack's homeland and sought to rule over the world. But with the help from powerful allies, a magical sword was forged and used by Jack's father to vanquish Aku. Eventually, however, Aku returned and took over Jack's homeland. After that, Jack was sent away and spent his entire childhood and adolescence training to defeat the Dark Wizard. He traveled all over the world and was trained by the greatest warriors and philosophers of his era. When he came back, he was ready to face Aku and save his homeland. His training was worth it because when he faced Aku, he defeated him. But just as he was about to deliver the killing blow,
And the power of the sacred blade, I cast thee back to the vile pit from which you came.
Aku created a portal that sent Jack to the future.
But I will destroy you in the future.
There is no future for you, Aku. What? Aku!
By the time Jack got to the future, Aku had used the time to take over the entire world and now ruled over the earth as an evil dictator. Abandoned, alone, and angry, Jack spent years trying to get back to the past so that he could stop Aku from taking over and prevent this evil fate.
Gotta get back. Back to the past. Samurai Jack.
Along this journey, he went through a lot and had many close calls and amazing battles. But now he had finally found a time portal that could take him home. He jumped in with excitement, but just as he was about to get to the end, a long hand pulled him out. It was Aku. Aku then proceeded to destroy the time portal, which was the last in existence. Angry and enraged, Jack lost his temper and tried to kill Aku. But in the process, he lost his sword. This brings us to the key moment I've been wanting to talk about.
50 years have passed, but I do not age. Time has lost its effect on me.
Decades passed since that moment, and Jack is stuck in this eternal hell. Lost and hopeless, his last hope of going home destroyed. He and a friend go to search for the sword in the place where he lost it. After searching everywhere, Jack admits that he did not lose the sword. The sword left him.
It's not here.
Could someone else have taken it?
No. I realize now that I did not lose the sword, but the sword left me.
He then proceeds to meditate to find answers. His meditation leads to some of the most beautiful scenes and sounds in animation. Eventually, he finds a monk that asks him a simple question, and Jack gives a truthful answer.
Are you lost?
Yes.
Good.
Come make tea.
He makes tea for the monk. And the monk doesn't hold back in telling Jack what he thinks of his tea.
This is terrible. Really? Yes, quite terrible.
Jack's tea had all the necessary ingredients, but it lacked balance. After that, Jack is forced to face his anger and realizes that the thing keeping him from finding the sword was himself. Once he lets go of his frustration, he is reunited with the sword. Now, what does this have to do with feeling lost? Well, for many of us, we go through life with hopes and dreams. We have certain aspirations for ourselves that we strive for. But as we get older and older, the life we thought we would live doesn't seem to happen. Year after year, we set goals for ourselves. Year after year, we fantasize about how things will get better. For some of us, things do get better. But chances are, if you're still watching this, you are a part of the vast majority of people who aren't living in a reality where things are getting better. As a result, we become angry at the world, but mostly angry at ourselves for being unable to deliver when we really needed to. You feel like you let the younger version of yourself down, and that affects you. That guilt, that bitterness eats you alive. Initially, this anger may push you forward. You use the negativity as fuel to push forward, but when you still don't gain the results you're looking for, you eventually find yourself in limbo. The days start to bunch together, your routine becomes self-destructive and comfort-based, and your life becomes something that you endure, not something you live. This is where Jack was at the start of the episode. His anger had been the thing that drove him to fight Aku. His frustration at his failure pushed him forward, but in the end, he was consumed by it, and as a result, he lost the sword. Initially, when the monk tells him to find balance, he says that he understands why Jack's path to the sword has been clouded. When Jack asks him to show him the way, the monk says, "It is not for me to show you your path.
It is not for me to show you your path."
This is when Jack's anger comes out and speaks of all the things that Jack has been through.
After everything we've done, everything we've been through, the death, the loss, the suffering.
I'm sure many of you can relate. You know what it is like to have worked on things for years and not achieve them, only to be told that you should just keep going. All of this results in you feeling lost. What you need to realize, much like Jack, is that in order to conquer your goals, you must first conquer yourself. If you are still angry with the failures of the past, you will not reach the successes of the future. This anger you possess comes from a lack of balance. The Buddha has a quote where he says that attachment is the root of suffering. Your attachment to your goals made you a different person. You lost your hobbies, your passions, the things about you that made you authentic, all in pursuit of this goal of yours. In the process of trying to be your best self, you lost who you truly are. When was the last time you played your favorite game, watched your favorite movie, or worked on your favorite activity? All of these things were lost to you while you were chasing your goal. No wonder you're so miserable. Am I saying that you should make time for video games and movies? Absolutely not. I'm actually against work-life balance. What I am saying is that you should reconnect with the activities, mindsets, values, and culture that makes you, you. If you do not know who you are, think back to your childhood, before you cared about status and money and lifestyle. What did you do as a kid because you loved it? You are justified in your anger and your frustration. Yes, you should have what you want if you have worked for it. But understand this, my friend. Holding on to that bitterness will ensure you never reach what you are looking for. So what is the path? What is the way forward? What is your path to success? Only you can decide that. It is not for me to tell you your path.
You have blinded us, but now I can see. You